In 19, so I
Whatever, no problem.
Okay.
Forget the date.
said that it was accepted. I'm talking about why we need. You said that we're bringing in all these foreigners to work, and then suddenly everyone says, "Well, you got to hate them because they're Muslim or they're black or whatever." That is such a sick way to treat to operate. Now, why are there so few? Why is the population of England going down in terms of the people that were here? Because in 1929, the Church of England said artificial contraception was acceptable. In other words, it was okay for a man and a woman and his wife to use contraception so the woman wouldn't get pregnant. Catholics reject that. Every sexual act between a man and his wife doesn't mean you're always going to get a baby, but it should be open to life. So that was the first problem. The birth rate starts to fall. This is linked to an older English obsession, which is population control. Thomas Malthus, he is the originator of the term Malthusianism. He said, and this is really such an insult to God, he said, the growth of human population will always exceed the capacity of the earth to produce food. That is a complete lie. But anyway, what am I saying? Contraception, then 1967, abortion. Do you know how many?
Do you know how many kids
I
through abortion Britain lose it?
600 a day.
600 days
A day.
in a year.
250,000. You know how many since abortion?
250,000 murder case.
Murder.
And who's the bloody terrorist here? Who bloody? They
Right.
come and tell me I'm terrorist. I never miscarriage. I never bloody done it. I don't accept abortion unless the woman gonna die.
Well, I
if
wouldn't
the
have.
doctor,
I wouldn't have any unlesses. But the main
if the doctor said the woman will die, I said abortion.
the main point
But
is
without that,
the main point is if you're gonna, and it's 11 million since it was legalized. 11 million. You got it's not the exact. It's 10.8 whatever, and it's going up by 600 a day. Now, first of all, you are. Apart from anything to do with offending God, every one of those babies is an eternal being created by God. So each one of them is an infinite
it's a
crime.
human. It's a human.
Of course it is. But the
In
other thing,
Islam, you have to pay blood money for that.
the other thing is, if you're going to kill off 11 million of your own, you're going to run out of workers very quickly. If you're contracepting so that you don't have big families, now why do they resent the Muslims? Well, you like children and you are against abortion. So you're holding up a higher moral standard, and that makes
No. What they do to bring workforce here? They go to Africa, destabilize the country. They go to Asia, huh? Can you imagine all the military officer, commander in Pakistan train here? Why Britain? The English, the colonized country, the non-Muslim who hate Muslim, train the Pakistani general. Why in Afghanistan all the three presidents came from Britain and from America? Hamid Karzai from here, the other guy from America, the other guy they have to destabilize the country so that the educated people said we're running away, they come here. So I produce doctor and intellectual people and they have to run away. How many Pakistani doctors here? How many Pakistani intellectual in this country? Why they come here? They run away. Sheikh Hasina in Bangladesh. Sheikh Hasina Muslim. Married to Modi, the Hindu. When she ran away, he opened the dams to flood Bangladesh now. Why? Because he tried a woman stepping on the people's head. And how many thieves? How many Pakistani thieves? You know, Nawaz Sharif and all of them have property here. I don't know. I know because I used to work here. I know who buying Park Lane, who buying Mayfair. I know who's buying here in the front. These Pakistani families and Arabs. Millions, we're talking about hundreds of millions. Why you invest here? Because you have to be a dog. And if you don't follow, they tell you out and no money. You have to put your money. So, you know Namibia, you know Zimbabwe, how many, this guy from Zimbabwe, how many billion you put in France and tell them bye-bye from Kulu, bye-bye. This is the circle.
Well, like I said,
Destabilize the country, let the people migrate, When they come to save you, tell them you F that, you F Paki, you F shit. Even they come to save you, and you have to
I
humiliate them.
Look,
And half of them have to die crossing the Mediterranean or crossing the jungle. Where's
Yeah.
the humanity?
you know, look. I'll say that you've kind of summarized the message we're trying to bring here every day. And as I mentioned, I'm with Nick Cotton, who in a sense is trying to expose this. But you're right. If you decide we don't love children anymore, we're going to abort 11 million. We're going to contracept. And then you say, well, we need some people to come and help us. And then you turn around and say, but now these people we have invited in to save us, to drive our buses and work in our hospitals, we're going to call them the enemy. That's really sick. And we're saying that is the job of Tommy Robinson and people
Shall I
like
tell you
that.
something bad?
Go for it.
In the demonstration on the far right and north, they caught 86 full disabled, hitting, smashing the cars and stealing. 86 man and woman, English woman. They said there's no job for us. You bloody full disabled, full. You cannot work.
Well,
You cannot search for work. Last question to you because my back is.
I know. And can I just mention? Sorry, keep that.
I'm gonna
Sorry.
ask one last
Yeah,
question.
yeah.
Do you like Nigel Farage? You like his mouth? You beat and you smoke?
Well, Nigel Farage, like Tommy Robinson, all of these so-called right-wing freedom of speech guys that want me and you to hate each other, they're set up for different demographics. Now Tommy is kind of for the football fans.
Tommy piece of shit. Very
Hang
low
on,
class,
let me.
very
But
low.
just to say, well, now if you think Tommy is a bit rough, and
It's not rough.
no, hang on. I'm trying to explain about
This
Nigel.
brother rough.
What I'm saying is,
It's not.
I'm trying to explain Nigel's job. Tommy has, for one demographic, the rougher guys, the football fans, the guys that work on the building sites and snort cocaine and watch pornography. By the way, my father was a carpenter, so I love builders. I'm saying he's for one group. Now Nigel Farage is for the guys that kind of work in the office
Sussex.
and they think Tommy's a bit rough.
Essex, yeah.
But it's the same job. He's got the same function, which is all the problems in the world are because of Muslims. So get angry at Muslims. But Nigel never mentions the Jews or the genocide or the fact that all the woke things he hates are promoted by the Jews. So I don't think much of.
It's one system.
I don't think much of.
One system.
Nigel is a traitor like Tommy.
One system in the whole world.
You could say that.
Not Donald Trump doesn't run America. Biden doesn't run America. Keir Starmer doesn't run America.
You're right.
The filthy Zionist government who force everybody to hate Muslims because Muslims, the only people had morals, exist on earth. Even you are.
What about Catholics?
Honestly, come.
All right. Let's not get into that
Listen,
debate.
listen.
Go
If
on.
you go honestly, I can give you 1,400 church from England converted to become a mosque. This is dying religion. So far you are truthful, you are right. Say our religion is dying. I respect it. How many lie in the church?
Well, look.
How many only the black people in London,
That's
only
good.
black people in the church.
We're happy with that.
Why happy?
Well, you know.
This Britain, Christian country,
One of the marks.
and this slave, Jamaican slave, only.
All right, hang on. I'll deal with that in a minute, but I want to just follow up on one thing. You say the world is run by Zionists.
Yes.
I think you're using the wrong term. The world is run by the Jews. Now you don't like me using that because you
I
think.
don't like.
Look,
my
hang on.
ethnicity is a Jew.
I finish
I am
this? All right.
originally Semite, so I don't slander all the Semites.
Well, you're
because Zionists are not Jews. Because there is nothing in Judaism make you Zionist unless you filthy, dirty, SSMM.
Well, let's deal
Siko,
deal with the Semite question first of all. Anti-Semitism is a completely obsolete term. It's been weaponized basically to say if you criticize the Jews, you're a bad person. anti-Semitism says I should hate
I am
somebody.
Samaya.
Exactly.
I cannot criticize myself.
Exactly.
So if
I agree.
if I swear to myself, I'm anti-Semite
Thank you.
or anti-Khadija
Now,
or anti
like the origin of the term is from.
from the Zionists.
Let me explain.
From the Zionists, not from the Jews.
Let me explain.
The Zionists scare you to say the word Israel. So you have to, even my little channel, if I say it, he strike me. What the hell is
The
this?
term anti-Semitism was invented in 1870 by a man called Wilhelm Marr. He was a German. And he was angry at the Jews because he felt they betrayed the revolution. And at that time, in a sense, the fashionable ideology was all about Darwinism. And it said everything can be
I'm done,
explained
man. I'm done.
by
I'm gonna sit.
by biology.
I'm sorry.
And so he came up with this completely this stupid idea that, okay, he said the Jews have bad DNA. That is a completely stupid idea. Your DNA does not determine your behavior. So anti-Semitism is obsolete, but it's being used now to say if you criticize the Jews, you're a bad person. But anyway, so I'm saying we have to be able to use the term the Jews.
You are white, man. You use it. I cannot use it.
All right. And by the way, you can be an atheist like David Baddiel, who his Twitter identity is Jew, but he's an atheist.
He's a Jew,
But he's still a Jew.
Hey, but he's still working for them.
Exactly.
Otherwise, he will never have his job.
And last point, you asked, yeah, America is not run by Trump and Biden. We know it's run by the Jews. Now, how do they control Trump? Well, one of the ways is through a guy called Jeffrey Epstein.
Epstein in the island.
Is he a Muslim?
He's a Jew.
Exactly. Now,
They took him here, give him young girls,
Exactly.
and record them. Bye-bye.
now, Donald, are you going to criticize Israel?
No,
Why not?
we have the CD.
Thank you.
Yes,
That's it.
but
That's how they work.
yes.
And we don't like it, so we can work together to
To a
expose it.
limit. To a limit.
All right.
To a limit.
Exactly.
Because
Everything
there
has limits.
There is a limit. We don't want to cross it.
Correct.
And
And look, when the genocide is over, and they're not murdering 500. By the way, abortion. I think it's 55 million every year around the world. That's really bad. Now, what I'm saying is, we can have the theological debate. I love it, but we also have to confront the problem.
you see, riots are made to be grabbed, to be taken. I will never go to someone and say, please, give me my right. I'm weak.
Okay.
I have to wake up my nation, my ummah,
Well
my
said.
Muslim brother. I tell him, stand up. Look what
And I have to do that for
Look,
Catholics.
Do Catholic, anything.
Well, hang on now.
Africa now was a slave for 100 years. Now, Mali waking up, kicking the French.
Hang
Niger.
Hang on, one thing. Don't start talking like a Jew, Catholic. We're here to have a good conversation. So let's make sure we don't cross them lines. Do you know what I'm saying?
You see, under no any circumstances, we are going against one enemy, but our aim is not is different.
I think we up to a point.
Because
but we're not denying there are
To
differences.
you, you're gonna tell me Jesus love you, and in the end of it, but Jesus doesn't love you.
He does, and he's gone.
You killed. I can tell you now, you killed 400 million black African. You killed them from taking the American, killed them.
And you're
Where is Jesus
Are you
here?
blaming Jesus for that?
What is the reflection on Jesus on you?
Now, what did Jesus say? Jesus said, "I have come to call sinners." If you meet a Catholic who says, "I'm not," hang on, let me finish.
No.
If you
Let
meet
me finish first. You telling me the 400 million black African went to America. None of the people catch them. Are Catholic? Leave this one. The First World War.
we had this,
The Second World War.
Hang on.
55 million. All of them but Christian. None of them Catholic.
Okay.
Vietnam, 1 million. No Catholic.
Okay.
Iraq, 1 million. No Catholic. Syria,
All right,
1 million.
all right,
No.
let me get back, because if a Muslim does something evil, does that mean Islam is not true?
We take him out of Islam.
If- now-
If a Muslim kill one
Let me make the point.
in the Quran,
Yeah.
if a Muslim kill one person without justification, he will be eternally in the hellfire Nothing could help him.
Now, what you're trying to say is because Christians do evil things, that means Christianity is not true. That doesn't follow. Jesus Christ came and said, I've come for sinners. He knows we're fallen. He knows we're going to do evil things. What I'm saying is we have to try to do the right thing. If we do the wrong thing, we repent. But that doesn't invalidate Christianity. I think that's the mistake.
You've been teacher?
Yes, I was.
You teach children? You was teaching children?
Yes.
Was you good teacher?
Well, I did my best.
But was you good? This is not answer. Was you good? Is good teacher? Back home, if the good teacher, you go and take private lesson with him and he will help you. He's a good teacher and bad teacher and transporter teacher. If you are a good teacher, your action will be reflected in your student. This man, because he's my
Yeah, but
student,
hang on.
I'm a good teacher, he's become genius.
Correct.
This man become this. This man, I'm bad teacher, this drugging, this gangster, this one selling drugs.
But what you're trying to say there, I think, is you're trying to say that when you get baptized, you lose your free will and God will only allow you to be good. No, God never takes away your freedom. If you're a Catholic, you can do evil. I'm not saying it's right, but I'm just saying God never takes away our freedom. And that means till the end of time, Muslims will commit sin and so will Catholics, God forbid. But we have the solution in the sense that we can repent and we think we believe God will forgive us.
Last question, because I don't want to go far.
I know. By the way, you've been brilliant. Thank you.
This is Christian country, English country,
Yes.
and Irish country. Why, if you could, one masjid, one mosque, one people pray in one mosque in London or Birmingham or Bradford, equal maybe the whole Christian in London. What did this mean?
Sorry, I lost track a bit. But are you saying why is Christianity weak in England?
Weak and losing every day, losing.
Well,
losing
I'll tell you.
Losing church.
I will tell you.
Tell me.
I will tell you. I would say, by the way, the simple answer is sin. Once we start to sin and we think it's, by the way, sin is not the worst thing in the world. The worst thing in the world is the denial of sin. There's a lot of Christians now living sinful lives and they don't even think they're doing anything wrong. But in a more historical sense, the church split in the 16th century. Henry VIII looked at all the land of the monasteries, which the monks were keeping for the poor people, and Christianity.
Leave Henry VI and now, why
you don't,
every day
you,
church for sale?
hang on. Are you?
And I take you to Battersea.
Well,
there's a disco.
Are you?
Church disco. Church in Fulham, they selling beds in the church. In Battersea, they make it flat. Have you ever seen a masjid being pub?
Hang on. You're seeming to suggest that if I go back into history...
No history. I want to
you think
now.
all the problems started yesterday or this morning at 5 to 9?
No.
When did the problem start? I'm trying to tell you, but you're saying it's too old. How far back am I allowed to go? I'd like to go back to the split in the church. Is that okay? Or you want to limit me to 1970, 1950? What's the limit?
We don't have time to go bloody 40 years ago, man.
I'm asking
400 years ago.
Well, I'm just saying, if you want a true answer, you can't set a time limit. I'm trying to say.
You are a fair person, yes?
Okay.
You are a fair person. Are you saying the Christian believe?
Hey, don't do that.
This is son of a
That's
muta.
disrespectful. Don't do that. No. Hey, don't interrupt. You're insulting. You're making a noise.
Son of a muta. Son of a muta.
No, don't. Go away. Yeah. Well done.
Son of a muta. Your mother making muta on the corner there.
Leave it.
Yes. Your mother making muta.
Leave it.
Your mother making muta. Your mother making muta there.
That's disgusting.
Your mother making
No.
muta.
Never mind. He's shaming himself the way he's talking. Never mind. Let him.
You little cockroach. Your mother making muta.
Stop it.
You're making muta there.
Leave it. Never mind. Okay, look. I want to try and explain. The church split. You ended up with Protestantism, which is really not true Christianity, and it's continued over. And I spoke about contraception, abortion. It's an accumulation of sin, and we
This is
have
not
lots
because
of
of the
faith.
Muslim. Not
No,
the Muslim.
I'm not. That's exactly what I've said. It's because of our sin. But I think the Jews have a part to play because they tend to promote. They're promoting immorality, which is very destructive for the faith. But the ultimate answer is we turned our back on God, and God will punish us, and we deserve it. But we know He's merciful and will forgive us. So thank God.
Thank you, my
I
man.
love you, brother.
Thank you,
That was great.
because, this
Never
is,
mind him, but that is so insulting. What a
This
joke.
is Shia. This is the Shia.
No. But
This is the
don't respond in the
Shia.
wrong way.
This is the Shia.
Don't fall to his standard.
This is the Shia behavior.
I don't think it is. I think.
And see,
I think he's just-
if you slap
No.
one like this, what you gonna do? He think blood is.
He's
what-
not. He's not.
Do you think he's Arnold Schwarzenegger or the
Well,
shit? What
like I
is?
said,
Look, he's like cockroach, man.
that doesn't invalidate Islam any more than bad Christians. invalidate.
This son of a muta. This
Yes,
is
well-
too much muta. Behave, reduce this.
All right.
We'll
God
carry
bless
on
you.
next time,
We'll
yeah?
see you in the,
Take care.
and thank you once again. You launched my YouTube.
Go on, we launch it again.